everybody. Today is a Cherry on Top's monthly YouTube hop, and our theme for the month of July is stars. So to go with that theme, and I hauled these products a little bit earlier in June, I got that one sheet of Echo Park paper, and then I got the Build a Star stamp set from Ultinew. And that's what we're going to use primarily for my layout today. So my layout is going to be very simple, but I absolutely love it. So we have that Build a Star Ultinew layout, and then we have some ink colors. We have Sage, Green Tea, Juniper Mist, Over Coffee, Sandcastle, and Blackjack, and Stone Blue. So my plan for this layout is to have the bottom half of my layout be all of these beautiful stars, and I'm going to build them up and layer them right onto my background. I'm showing you here that the stamp set comes with this super fun kind of insert that shows all the ways you can layer all the different stamps together, which came in handy and was super useful while I was creating my background. For most of the stamps or combinations with this stamp set, you just need two different colors of ink, but for some of them you need a third color, and that's why I grabbed that Blackjack ink. So I have 2 greens, 2 blues, 2 browns. I took the colors for my layout from a Memory Box 6x6 paper pad that is all like woodsy plaids. And so that was kind of my thought, was that I was going to take the colors from that 6x6 paper pad, pair them with that Star Call of the Wild paper by Echo Park. And that Call of the Wild paper is going to be the paper that's going to go in the upper part of my layout here. These stamps, for the most part, were easy to layer. They weren't the hardest layering stamp set I've ever worked with. They weren't the easiest, but that's okay. The end result is beautiful. I love these stars. They look a little bit mod, and you guys know how much I love my mid-century mod style, so I'm sure that I will be using them again. So I'm just using some of the stamps with my Misty and some of them on an acrylic block. It just kind of depended upon where I needed those stamps to go, how big the stamps were. Those were kinds of the kinds of things I took into consideration while I was deciding whether to use my acrylic block or my ginormous Misty. And for some of them, like these teeny tiny little dots, I could totally freehand that with my acrylic block. But then for some of the other ones, especially when I get into like the diamond shapes that layer over each other, you definitely need a Misty for those. Stamping all of these stars did take some time. They were a bit of a labor of love. Some of these had to be stamped twice to get a nice, crisp, clean image, but that has to do with the fact that these are brand new stamps, not so much that there's anything wrong with the stamps. Because I was stamping so many of these stars, I knew eventually I was going to mess one up, and sure enough, I totally did. So I left that video footage in this to kind of give you an idea of how I went ahead and fixed up this star. So this green one is gonna get all messed up. I don't think I had it centered right. And so it's like off, and then the next layer was off, and then the next layer was off. Just so you know, my stamping isn't always perfect, but we're going to fix this up without a problem. So yeah, see, it's just, what have I done? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop. Did I go ahead and do the next layer? I think I did. Because I was thinking, okay, the second layer was just a little bit off, so maybe the next layer could maybe fix the little bit off problem, and I could kind of make it work, maybe, kind of. But, yeah, no, this actually turned out worse. So I'm going to clean my stamps and we're just going to move on. So I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is I grabbed a sheet of smaller, like an offcut of paper, white paper. I got the exact same brand, the exact same weight, the exact same paper that I am building my layout on top of. And I'm just going to go ahead and re-stamp that star, exactly the same colors, exactly the same way, onto another sheet of paper. And then I can fussy cut that star out, adhere it right to my layout, and on the end result, you can't even really tell other than there's a little bit of dimension there that I messed it up. And the second star that I stamped turned out perfectly and looks gorgeous. So once I had this one done, I'm just going to kind of set it aside, go back to my original background and stamp all the rest of the stars onto the bottom portion. I'm not going to make you watch all of that because that was a lot of stamping. And this video is part of a hop, so I don't want to make it a super long video. Here are all of my finished stars. I think they look fabulous. And I'm just going to fix up that one that I stamped wonky by replacing it and covering it up with my fussy cut extra star. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take the branding strip off of my starry paper, and I'm going to cut the paper down to 8.5 by 11. That is going to give me some scraps, and I did keep them because I might use them on another page. But isn't the star paper like so cute? I love it. I always like to go in, even if I don't absolutely love an entire collection, I always go in and take a peek at all the different papers because you never know what is going to catch your eye that you can use on a layout. So this is my plan for this page. I'm going to go ahead and put the starry paper across the top. And that's why I only stamped the stars across the bottom. And you can see I didn't make the stars super close together. I kept a lot of open space. And later on, you're going to see me try to maybe fill in that open space with something. But honestly, I didn't see the need to fill it in with anything. I really liked the way that it looked just like that. I'm just moving this pattern paper around because, you know, nothing ever cuts the same. And I was trying to make it so I didn't have to trim off the little bit, but I'm going to end up needing to anyway. So it was a lesson in futility, I guess. So I'm just going to go ahead and rough up the edges a little bit. And then I'm going to grab that 6x6 paper pad and pull a couple patterns from that paper pad. So this is the paper pad I was talking about. It's from Memory Box, and it has a really nice kind of, excuse me, thicker pattern papers with some foil, really cute. I love it when primarily normal like card companies come out with 6x6 pattern paper pads because I feel like they're beautiful. They do a really good job. And yeah, one side of these has gold foil. It's really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and grab 3 different patterns. I'm looking for a pattern to back my photo with, and then I'm also looking for 2 patterns that I can die cut my title with. I'm going to go ahead and map my photo, and I'm going to give my photo a bit of a larger map because we do have a bit of a dark background, and I want to make sure that my photo pops. So I'm going to give it a larger pattern paper mat, like a thicker one, and then I'm also going to pop my photo up with foam tape. I really want my photo to be on the left side because I want to have a fairly large title on this page. This page is going to be pretty simple in the sense that there is not going to be a ton of embellishments. Most of the work for this layout is going to be those star backgrounds and then a really nice big title. For my title, I'm going to die cut using this Memory Box letter dies. I will have everything that is still available over at A Cherry on Top linked down below so you can grab it for easy shopping if you would like. I'm just checking here to make sure that this is going to work the way I think it's going to work. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut one of each letter in the pattern paper, and then I'm going to die cut 2 more of each letter in white cardstock and then layer them up to add some more dimension. But you can see that this is going to be like a big title. So I have my title all die cut, and then I also have some journaling on that tag. I'm going to start with my title. I'm going to use my little T-square ruler, and I'm going to just glue my big title down first. I also pulled some epoxy flare out of my stash, but we'll come back to those in a bit. Let's get the title down first. So now I'm going to totally mess my journaling up. I had written it all out, stamped the date, but I had given myself some guidelines. Well, yeah, I went to erase the guidelines and I ended up erasing my stamp because apparently my my pen was the kind that didn't want to dry quick enough, I guess. I'm not sure, but it smeared the ink. So I just flip the tag over, start over again, write my journaling, stamp my journaling without guidelines, and move on. I'm going to go ahead and grab my very favorite cord, and I'm going to put a hole through the top, or I'm going to put some of it through the top of my tag. You can see like the messed up writing on the other side. That's all right, just flip it over, no big deal. And then I'm going to go ahead and have the tag kind of be upside down in that upper right hand corner of my page. Now here's where I kind of play around with these epoxy flare. I did like them because they had the same colors. They were plaid pattern. They had the same colors as like the rest of my layout, including that plaid paper that I did my title in. But I don't know. I put them down. I think about it, kind of move this one around a little bit, and I don't know. It wasn't really working for me. So I'm actually going to end up gluing them down and kind of thinking about them, but then I'm going to end up pulling them up, and I decide not to go with them in the end. And I have very forgiving tape runner, so it was all good. I'm just going to grab a gel pen. I'm going to go ahead and outline this tag just to give it a little bit of a pop or separation. And then that's where I'm going to call this layout done. Really kind of simple, clean layout from me today. Be sure to check out all of the other cherries that are playing along, the entire design team, and Jessica, who is our fearless leader. And be sure to leave a comment, because one commenter is going to win a gift certificate to the shop, which is awesome. Here are all of the close-ups. I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you again, actually, on my channel. You have another video coming up for you later this evening. So talk to you soon. Bye.